Oh, good morning, adventurers. Man, I just love that we have such a spacious SUV. You can just fit everything in there. We have officially packed Ruby Suzuki to the tippity top. I don't think we could fit another bag in here if we wanted to.
But that means?
We're hitting the road again. In Clementine. This is actually all the stuff that was in Clementine. We left it here at Allison's parents' place, and now we gotta go pick up Clementine at the mechanic, so we gotta bring all this stuff back to her. That's what's happening, y'all, today on the Endless Adventure. And more. Nailed it. Let's go. We've been reunited with Clementine. Here she is in all her glory. We're just getting Ruby hooked up.
I forgot how not fun this is in the heat.
Yeah.
Although, we have AC in the RV now, so.
How well does it work though? That's the question. Well, anything's better than nothing at this point.
Anything is better than nothing.
All right, AC. Here goes nothing. It's fairly cold. It sounds horrible, but.
I was about to say, but it sounds like AC's on at least.
That's how it always sounded back in the day when it worked. Sweet cold air. Although I noticed earlier, one of these little tubes isn't hooked up. This is supposed to be hooked up to that duct, but it's not. I'll fix it.
Leave it out now, it's just like a cooling tube.
Yeah. Whatever works at this point, guys. Oh yeah, put that right down my shirt. There we go. Would you guys believe we have more problems? More problems?
How many times have you been in this exact spot and said, we've got a problem?
I don't even know where to begin, you guys. We strapped up Ruby to the back, we drove it just down the road there, and it was driving just fine, and then all of a sudden it went and had no power whatsoever. I could see on our little EFI readout that the air-fuel ratio was way off. So here's the situation. What happened was they disconnected the battery, and I think that reset everything in the EFI. I didn't think it would really do that, but that's what happened. These guys are going to attempt to reprogram it. They're not experts at it though, so I don't know that they're gonna be able to get it drivable. We also haven't really told you guys all the little details. So you guys know they were working on the AC lines and they fixed the leak in the heater core. There was another issue though that we didn't really mention. Towards the end of our trip, the engine was kind of rumbling and I could feel it while it was idling. So I knew something was wrong in there. They actually changed the harmonic balancer because they thought that was it, but it didn't fix it. So there's something internally going on in the engine as usual. But the thing was still drivable. So our plan was actually to drive it back up to the mechanic who did the engine install and have them just work on it for a little bit and work out all these kinks. Now we can't drive the thing because the EFI is all messed up. I really don't want to drive it with the engine shaking like that. I honestly didn't want to have to tell you guys all this. I thought we could just get it fixed.
Man, today started out like so good and positive.
Yeah, I was feeling good. We might have to tow this thing up to Chicago. That's my worst fear being realized.
I'm remaining hopeful that they'll be able to do something. Get it drivable at least, right? It just needs to go 55 up to Chicago.
For now, we're still stuck here in Missouri. We were supposed to be well into Illinois at this point, but I guess our trip will just have to be delayed once again. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen or what we're gonna do, so stay tuned.
Because right now this 50-state road trip, 50 and 50 is more like 50 and 150.
Why, God? We'll see when we have more to say about what the heck we're doing with our lives. Well, I got a bit of an update for you guys. Bad and bad news.
Bad and badder.
Yeah, I was gonna say bad and good, but there's really not that much good news. The mechanics, they're just not used to working on that kind of EFI unit. They improved it a little bit, but they really couldn't get it back to where it was. So at this point, we're just really not comfortable driving the thing up to Chicago. So we are going to get this thing shipped. Our mechanic knew a transport guy, but he kept flaking out and we couldn't really get it sorted. So, plan B, or C or D, I don't know what it is at this point, we found this website called UShip. You basically post a shipment on there, you put in all the details, and then a bunch of different transport companies bid for jobs. So we put it on there, we've got a few bids, and just to give you an idea of the price, I talked to one guy that I messaged on Facebook, it was $4,500, so I was like, hell no. Then the mechanics guy was $2,000 was the lowest he would go, but then this other guy put in a bid for $1,527. That sounds cheap compared to all the other prices I was getting. It's only about 350 miles, which doesn't really seem that far. It's like a 5-6 hour drive with a proper tow truck. So theoretically, if this doesn't fall through, we have a solution for the towing for now. So that's something, that's a little bit of progress, right? We still don't know what the heck we're gonna do as far as, you know, going to all the 50 states and traveling, you know, like we used to.
Maybe we can be in the RV when he tows it and we'll count that as one of our states through Illinois, yeah?
You gonna ride in the RV while it's on the back of the flatbed? I don't think
no,
so.
man. I have like any idea now. I'm exploring.
We do have a potential solution in the works. There's a company that saw that we were struggling with getting Clementine running, so they reached out and said that we could use one of their trailers for kind of an indefinite amount of time, but we're trying to decide if that's the right way to go. And the trailer is a very unique, different type of trailer, so stay tuned. If we go that route, you'll definitely want to see that. But in the meantime, we have something kind of fun planned to take our minds off all this for a little bit. Transition to that. Transition. Insert transition here. That's not gonna work. Don't do that. Good morning, y'all. So I guess we're a little bit stuck in Missouri now, a little bit longer than we intended to be, because we're trying to figure out what to do. Not sure what the future is going to be for us.
Yeah, we keep running away from Missouri and it keeps pulling us back in.
But the plus side is we get to see family.
Yeah.
And there's also another plus side. There's a car show just down the road from where we're staying. So we entered Ruby into a car show.
Isn't she the most adorable little car here? She's usually the cutest thing around, but today she's got some competition. We're remaining hopeful. Maybe we'll take home some prize. I don't know.
We did go over the whole body and cleaned it all up because it had a bunch of water spots and stuff. And I guess it's customary to keep your hood open so everyone can see the engine. And it's a pretty looking engine bay, you know, because we got the red there. Everything's new. Did you see this car comes with the original owners in the back there?
He says, hey, come over here, I got a joke.
That was a pretty good one.
That was much better than I thought it was gonna be.
So my dad actually goes to these car shows all the time. We just thought it'd be really funny to dip our toes into his world, act like we're car people, act like we actually know something for one day.
The only thing we're realizing is that while we don't know that much about cars, we've learned a bit from doing all these repairs. It's mostly that we just want to have a lot of vintage things.
Yeah, we just really like vintage vehicles is all.
We've got a little SUV, we got a camper, now we need a little hot rod car probably.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we get a Camaro like this one? Could you see us driving something like this? I don't think so.
No, I don't know if we're quite that cool yet.
All right, y'all, the time has come for Ruby to be judged. I think there's only a few other vehicles in this class anyway, so hopefully we take home first place, baby. I feel so ridiculous. Like I do not belong at a car show at all.
I feel like they're gonna figure out that we're frauds and we've never ever done this before.
Also, class number 24, coming in first place in the 1993 Suzuki Samurai, Eric B.
Oh my gosh, we got
Class
first
number 25.
place. There were only 2 people in our category.
Coming in first place in 10
We got first place out of 2, all right? That's something. First car show, success. Man, it feels good to be a winner. There were only 2 other people in our class, you guys, but it's pretty fun to have a trophy for something that you had no part in because we didn't do any of the work on this thing or anything. Well, that was a lot of fun though. Nice little escape from reality. The reality is that we have to figure out what the heck we're doing with our lives. Because we got no RV, we're gonna have to put Ruby in storage if we figure something else out. I don't know what to do with Ruby.
So we're just gonna like party with our little trophy.
We're gonna have a few drinks, we're gonna take turns holding our trophy, and that's gonna be our night. First place, baby.
All right, back to old Clementine. And you guys, I think we have everything sorted. In about half an hour, a guy is going to come here, load up Clementine on a gooseneck trailer, and drive it to Chicago for us. Yay! So, not only did we have to pay more money for them to try and diagnose us and fix this, which obviously they didn't, now we're having to pay this guy to tow it all the way to Chicago. But whatever, it's gonna go there, he's gonna get it there, and then it's not gonna be our problem.
And one thing you guys have to understand is that most people don't want to crack into this engine, even if they have the capability to fix it. It's just someone else's work, and like 3 or 4 times I've been told, oh, you should take it to the guy who put this in. But they're always up in Chicago, so now we're close enough to Chicago where we are taking it to the guy who put it in, all right?
Well, not us, somebody else is doing it. We're just running far away from this.
Yeah.
So obviously we are going to have to be away from Clementine for a very long time. So we're just gonna clean her out and take everything with us and, I don't know, just let her be. Let her go to the mechanic heaven and hopefully get sent back to us all fixed and pretty and happy.
I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, you should just give up on Clementine, but we're never giving up. We will never give up. We're too deep in now, y'all.
No, we might give up.
Yeah, we actually might give up. So don't hold me to that. I'm just being dramatic.
I'm so sad, you guys. Just every time I walk in there, I'm like, this is what I want to be driving. This is where I want to be sleeping and chilling and cooking and doing everything, and I just can't.
We do have plans to maybe park her somewhere in Airbnb her, so, you know, let us know what you guys think about that idea. You can come and stay in Clementine, somewhere, probably in the Midwest.
But you can't freaking drive her.
No.
Nobody
can drive her. We're having a really hard time deciding what to leave in Clementine and what not to leave in, because we don't know if we're gonna try to get some other vehicle in the meantime or stay in Airbnbs or what, and we don't wanna have to rebuy everything. But we also don't wanna show back up to Clementine and her not have everything.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm making all the wrong decisions, but we're having to make them very quickly because we don't know.
Yeah, we did end up taking our tow bar off of here just in case we need that for some reason. We have all of our hoses and things inside here, but I think we're gonna leave that for when we come back to Clementine, all right?
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything.
There's our tow truck right there. I think that'll do. So we ended up having to get a big gooseneck flatbed like this, so that Clementine, because Clementine's so tall, she has to be on something like this.
All right, I guess let's see if we can load her up.
It's so annoying because she runs. She's just not reliable enough to drive up there. But whatever, we got the tow truck driver here, so no going back now. Once Clementine drives away on that thing, out of sight, out of mind, at least for a little while.
It hit, something hit.
We might have to winch it up there. I think the main reason is the EFI is causing this huge power drop because it's not calibrated right, so there's not enough power to push it up there. Ugh. But he's got a winch, so we're good to go.
You're like halfway, kind of.
I'm just having visions of this thing falling right off of these, and I'm not liking it.
This will be fine. Now straight.
All right, y'all, Clementine is up on her chariot, waiting to be whisked away to Chicago.
She's going to the big old city.
Yeah, that was a little stressful because, you know, we have these dually tires back here, and you have to like split them right in the middle of this thing. I didn't want just one tire on there, but we got it up there thanks to his winch.
Yeah, this guy's a pro. He got it up there so smooth. We were very nervous, but he was totally stellar through it all.
Yeah, I'm glad we went with the big trailer because we had a few guys bidding on that site we showed you earlier with a smaller trailer, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna get the biggest one we can find. I feel like a weight has been lifted from me and put onto this guy's trailer. It's his problem now.
Bye-bye, Clementine. Sending her off. Only God knows when we'll see her again.
Yeah, this is really not how we wanted this to go. But we don't know what else to do at this point.
You guys honestly don't know what we're gonna do. But I guess that's the next step, figuring out the rest of our lives.
Well, that was really sad watching Clementine drive off into the sunset.
Really sad. Y'all,
Yeah.
I mean, the inside is just so perfect and livable and ready. It's ready to be on the road. And you know, we redid the entire engine thinking that we redid the inside, we'll redo the engine, make it this like super pristine machine that can take us everywhere.
We thought it would just last forever,
Right.
you know, if we did that. And we just feel like we did everything right, but it's not really working for us.
No.
No matter what we do, we just keep running into problems. So we're not really sure what to do at this point. That's why we ultimately decided to send it up to Chicago, give them as much time as they need, and we're still hopeful. We're not gonna give up. We still believe that Clementine can be the dream machine that we planned her to be and last for years to come.
Obviously, if we could go back in time, we would have just gotten a cool vintage pull behind and renovated that and pulled it with a beefy new vehicle. But that's not reality.
Yeah.
We got a Class C, which is really cool in theory, but when the engine doesn't work, not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool at all.
But speaking of a pull behind, earlier I mentioned how there's a company that's thinking about letting us use one of their trailers. That's kind of still in the works, but if we do that, that means we have to get a truck to pull the thing. We probably have to get rid of our Durango.
Yeah.
And then Ruby's gonna have to just stay here.
I know a lot of you were thinking, oh, but you have your Durango, it can just tow something. We don't have the tow package on ours, so it can't really do anything. So, I don't know, I'm looking into renting other RVs like we did when we went to Kansas, but that's really, really expensive.
Yeah. We also thought about buying another pull behind and doing another renovation, but I don't think we're quite ready for that.
No, I don't want to pause our life for 2 more years while we renovate that.
It would go faster this time though, I would think. But anyways, we are gonna figure something out. Just stay tuned for that, all right? We got some things in the works, okay? Something's gonna work out. We're gonna be back on the road before you know it.
All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road, I promise.